Here we are, Friday's edition of the Hurt Business Podcast with CP and my co-host, JB. Man, once again, guys, please like, subscribe to our YouTube page, The Locker Room. Go like our Facebook page as well. And subscribe to the podcast, the Hurt Business Podcast, on Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Do that for us, man, and you'll be updated every time we upload a new episode. We do them every Tuesdays and Fridays. We don't miss. Rain, sleet, or snow, baby. Even through this hurricane, we can't be stopped.
Y'all already know, man. We already up. We up.
No doubt about it, man. So, JB, man, where we at with it, Doc? Boxing is still rolling on, even as the NBA is stopped. Even some of Major League Baseball didn't play games today, as another senseless killing of a black man at the hands of the police, Jacob Blake, shot in the back 7 times, man. So it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how black boxers react to this, JB. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What are they going to do? Because at the end of the day, they are a separate entity. They are not, even though they're signed to promotional companies, if they don't fight, they don't eat. You know what I'm saying? So sure. Probably not going to see very many boycotts on the boxing side because it just is what it is. They gotta feed the fam.
I know, man. And some of the fighters, man, that's real, that for the cause behind the scenes. When you talk to them, when you have conversations with them off the record, bro, and what they really stand for and what they about. I'm curious to see what kind of guys step in there and have something to say about what's going on and if they're gonna even perform. Especially, it's kind of slow on the boxing side too. So, yeah. Man, it's kind of a tough pill to swallow, bro, right about now.
Yeah, well, boxers, they could probably make a statement in the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'll probably be that's their the most visibility they have. So, it's probably more productive for them to go ahead and step in the ring and do their talking that way. Yeah. During the press conferences, post fight, all that. Even they can with symbols on the trunks.
Yep. Yeah. It's a few things man can do, man. So I just hope that they stand up and do something and say something, man, and don't be silent. Because it seems like everybody else is following suit, man. So I just want our sport to represent like everybody else. You feel me?
Yeah, man, no doubt about it. Fury and AJ.
Yeah.
We got an update on that?
Yeah. The WBC said that they're not going to impose any kind of restrictions for Fury and AJ to go ahead and start engaging in talks about their potential fight coming up since White took his loss. So, but the thing is, for me, the WBC position is not fully fleshed out because we know that Wilder has a rematch clause with Fury. So even though White got knocked out over the weekend, that still doesn't negate the fact that Fury have an obligation toward Wilder for the WBC title right now. So I'm waiting to see how that's gonna get fleshed out. But the WBC made it known that they're not gonna be the ones to stand in the way of a mega fight between Fury and AJ.
Yeah, but as we know, Fury is about fed up with Wilder at this point.
Yeah.
If Wilder's not coming on to the table about this third fight, he will move on.
Yeah, he did say that. He said that he's willing to move on. He's not waiting. He said that that he really got bigger fish to fry out there. And like you said last episode, man, Fury on borrowed time right now, man. He got a certain amount of time, like all other fighters do, to do his business and get out the way. So if Wilder playing them games, and thinking that, he a spring chicken himself, which he not, he on borrowed time too. He need to come to the table and make a deal before Fury take his meal ticket and take that WBC title and take it across the pond and keep it across the pond, man. And AJ might lift it off of him. So,
man, that'll be a terrible turn of events for Deontay Wilder, man.
Exactly.
Jeff Horn and Tim Tsyzu, man, They got it on.
Hmm.
It was a dominating performance from the kid Zoo, man. I mean, he
Colossal.
dominated from the opening bell, man. He was on his head.
Yeah,
You
bro.
know, they got into a little wrestling around about the second and third round. The referee got that under control, and he got back to whooping on that boy.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, he finished him in with an eighth round TKO.
8 round TKO.
What you thinking about that, man?
Him improved to 16-0. He exposed that Jeff Horn wasn't supposed to be on this stage anyway. And that's just the truth. I mean, Jeff Horn caught a break in the Manny Pacquiao fight. He got a colossal beating against Terrence Crawford. And this is just another example, man, that the guy wasn't necessarily supposed to be on the stage. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not hating on Horn in terms of his how he is. He's a likable guy. You know, everybody can be a likable person, but his skills.
Hey man, you know what? Let's stop there. You don't have to add that caveat in, man. You're not hating. Hey, we're here to talk boxing. What we're gonna do is analyze, give our thoughts and assessments, man. We're not hating. We're just talking about what we saw.
Basically, we're not hating. Basically, bro, we ain't hating. We commentating.
Exactly.
So, long story short, Horn wasn't supposed to be on this stage anyway. We knew it. We all knew it. Not just casual boxing fans, hardcore boxing fans. We all knew it, right? So this was just another example, man, of him just getting removed from out of any kind of upper echelon status that any of these casuals or any of these so-called hardcore fans that was just in his corner after he beat Manny Pacquiao would give him. So, I mean, I give Tim 2 thumbs up for that performance. It was a colossal grade A ass beating, and
we appreciate you, Tim Tsyzu. We really do.
Seeing that guy in the future.
Yeah, man. And tonight we got Jose Ramirez and Victor Postol, man.
Ooh.
That fight intrigues me.
Yeah,
it really does. But Ramirez and Postol, it's been over a year since their last fight, so they don't even playing fields there. You know, Ramirez coming off his big watershed victory over Maurice Hooker.
Yeah.
They're both tall guys for the weight class. Postol at 5'11" and Ramirez at 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's gonna be it's 2 guys gifted physically and skillfully in the ring, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it too. I got Ramirez though. I know Postol, he fight long. I like that performance. I like the way he fought against Crawford when he fought him. So I kind of think it's gonna be one of those he's gonna have to fight that kind of style of fight with Ramirez. He's gonna have to keep him off of him. He's gonna have to shoot that jab out there and stay out the way. But man, I got Ramirez going in there, man, and kind of bulldogging him. I see it being competitive like the first 3-4 rounds. But then I think Ramirez just gonna kick in, man, and start putting them paws on him.
Man, I would like to be a contrarian here, but I think you're right on the money, man. Ramirez is in the prime of his career right now, and Postol, he was a boogeyman at the weight class at one time, and I just don't think I think the guys avoiding him really kind of took away his steam. He spent a lot of time fighting the lower echelon opponents, and I think he just kind of lost his edge. So now this is the perfect opportunity for him to reestablish himself. And if he can do that, man, this has the makings. If Postol wins, it could turn into one of those rivalries. You know, they'll probably do it again. I see if Ramirez wins, he's probably just gonna move on to bigger and better things.
That's what I said. That's why I say, like, it's one of them situations where Postol gonna have to shit or get off the pot. You feel me? And Ramirez, we already know where he going. You know, if he lose, he still got room to bounce back. But if he win, it's gonna just further his career.
No doubt. Also tonight, Ruslan Lara back in action, 2 days shy of a year layoff.
Yeah.
And as we know, man, he's what, 37 years of age?
37.
Allegedly on paper. You know what I'm saying? You know how those Cubans, I got him pushing 40 myself.
I got him pushing by 42.
Yeah, but this is the perfect opponent for him to get back, get his feet wet, and get back in the swing of things. I don't think he should have any trouble with Vendetti. What about you?
Nah, I don't see it either, man. I mean, they both really not knockout punches. Lara record is 26-3-3, 22-3-1. What Lara got for 15 knockouts? Your boy got 12 knockouts. I mean, so there's really not too much power between the both of them. I know it's gonna be a 12-round fight, but I don't really see Lara struggling with him at all.
It's gonna be a comprehensive boxing.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be one of them. It's gonna be one of them stick and move, get out the way, kind of matches. If that's your taste, that's your style, that's cool. If you're looking for a boxing match really that won't have too much of actual physical action and engagement, then this will be the fight for you. But
I'm gonna tell you something now. Laura's shown a little more willingness to engage in his last outings. And Vendetti is not a big threat. We might see fireworks. You know, of course he's gonna start off with his normal boxing, but as the fight goes on, I think we're gonna see him step up the action and try to get him out of there.
Yeah, but this won't really be the opponent. He did that with people that was kind of in front of him or moving forward a little bit toward him, where he can counter punch a little bit better. He can move, get out the way. He could throw more punches at him because they was right there to be hit. This little guy, I don't really think that he gonna be there to be hit. I don't think he gonna chase Lara around the ring. I don't think he gonna give him them counter punch opportunities. I think he mainly is gonna be there as really a tune up, to be honest with you, a tune up for bigger and better things. And he's gonna be there to give Lara the resistance, enough resistance to be able to make it a competitive situation, but not so much as a slugfest for Lara to just tee off on him like he was doing with them other fighters. So if Lara really want to open up, he'll have some opportunities, but he's not gonna have the same opportunities he had in those other fights because it's just two different styles of opponents. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we'll see. We'll see tonight.
Yeah. Then we got DSG. He said he got plans to move up to 154 for the WBC title, right?
That's Danny Swift Garcia.
Yeah. And he said that that he only got 2 more fights at 147. But my thing is this, right? What do you have to do at 147 after Spence to warrant being after 2 more fights? Because we all know he got a slim chance in hell to beat Errol Spence, right? You understand? I mean, he's gonna have to literally for DSG to beat Errol Spence got to come in there hobbling on one leg. His right arm need to be amputated, and he had to beat him played football before that night and got a concussion when he make it to the ring for DSG.
Or did a Porter Roy Jones and hoop.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So to say you're gonna stay there for 2 fights, you know, whatever, you got 2 more fights left at 147. What other fights you got? Like, you already done got beat by the top guys already. So, I mean, what else you got? I think
the fact of the matter is this. Anytime you got a fighter coming into a fight of this magnitude, this should be the only thing on Danny Garcia's mind right now. The fact that he's discussing moving up to 154 at this point while he's supposed to be getting ready for Errol Spence further lets me know that he doesn't stand a chance in hell, and he doesn't even really believe.
Yeah, he know he won't.
He stands a chance because anybody going into a welterweight title fight, a chance to regain the title, because he was once a title holder at 147.
Yeah,
a chance to regain a title. You wouldn't be talking about that right now. Your focus is regaining the title. And then after you regain the title, you say, I got 2 defenses in me, and I'm going to move up. You got room to say that then. Right now, it's just, it's fodder. It's something to talk about. It's something for him to say when he loses, I was killing myself to make 147.
That was
Uh,
yeah.
you know, I'm really a 100. My body's just grown out of the weight class. He's really trying to give himself an excuse when he doesn't need one. We already know he just doesn't match up.
And to be real with you, I'm rushing him to 154 for the WBC title. But your boy Mel up there, Jamel Charlo, he the WBC champ at 154. And
He's
there's
not
no
fucking
way
around.
in hell.
He's not fucking around.
It's no way in hell he beating Mel. You understand what I'm saying? So I just feel like, man, his intention is good. I understand. I respect he want to be champ. I think in the third weight class or whatever, but it ain't happening for him off of Jamel Charlo's back. Sorry, Jack, it ain't happening. We're gonna go into Porter wants the winner of Spence versus DSG. I'm not a big fan of that.
Hey,
Not gonna lie.
Porter wants the winner of Spence DSG.
Yeah.
And I want fight credentials to Spence Garcia. So we'll see if I get that.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what about Porter. Who wants to see? I don't want to see. He's fought both guys.
Yeah, I don't want to see that, man.
Right? Already.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to. He's beat Garcia.
Yeah.
Okay. And he lost to Spence. Look, Spence is gonna win. And when Spence wins, he's not gonna be looking back for a rematch with Sean Porter. He's got to move on.
That's what I was saying.
We already see where Errol Spence is going with his opponent choice in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
He's not taking any backward steps. He's not fooling around. Mm-hmm. So unless the WBC steps in and orders this, which I don't see why they would.
I don't think they will.
It's not happening. Now,
but
Keith Thurman stands a better chance of getting a fight with Errol Spence after he wins than Sean Porter.
Yeah, I believe that. But we've also seen weirder things coming out of the WBC, man. So you never know. You just never know. You just never know. The women's boxing pound for pound list came out. We know Clarissa Shields was gonna be the number one, but I feel as though she deserved it. I mean, it's nobody that holds a candle to her close to it. So I just wanted to touch on that and throw it out there, man.
I think she deserves it. She's the only one I know.
Yeah, that's it. The only one we know, the only one we care about, and the only one that that's really worth covering at this point. To be honest with you, I hate to say that, man, because I want to be inclusive, but promoters got to do a better job, man. How they handle
No. The promoter can only promote what's there.
Yeah,
these women. Hey, look, women, you got to get off your butts and make yourself marketable. Do something, The WNBA again. I'm telling you, they figured it out. The shorts are getting shorter. They're getting tighter. Make a page out of their playbook, man. Do something. Look, you've got to attract the fans. Then you can show them your skills. They go hand in hand. Everybody wants to have the baby. Nobody wants the labor pains, JB.
You're right, bro. You're right. I didn't think about it that way. That makes sense. They got to figure out a way how to take their own careers in their own hands and market their own self.
You got to. Do you think, what did Al Heyman do for Adrian Broner besides put him in the ring?
Man,
everything that boy got, he got off his mouthpiece.
That's it.
And his antics and his skill. We saw the skill.
Yeah.
But before that, to get us to the ring, he was a character, man. He was a personality. I'm not gonna call him a character. He had personality. Something that drew you into him and either made you like him, love him, or hate him and want to see him get his butt whooped.
Even to this day.
I ain't gonna lie, because if the boy gets in the ring, I'm there.
It's not even that. It's not even him getting in the ring. It's just him being able to go on different platforms and and people still interested in what he got to say.
True.
I think that's the most important thing that fighters need to remember too. And I want to say something else too, that fighters need to get off this high horse like they household names. Because a lot of them dudes that act like they household names, they really not, man. The average fan couldn't pick them boys out of a lineup. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's one of them things where they need to, like you say, not saying you need to be all like Adrian Broner or you need to be like a Clarissa Shields and just get out there and just run your mouth and say whatever you want to say and say it reckless. You don't have to even be that, but you just need to be a little bit more accessible about how you put yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? Because the checks never gonna come if you don't make people want to engage with you and connect with you. And that's where I think that's what you're saying too. And you've been saying it for a few weeks. People have to be able to connect with certain certain fighters, man. And I think that's where other sports kill women's boxing. You know what I'm saying? I believe that, you know?
Yeah, man. Hey, if you don't want to do it, ladies, look, you can always go to the kitchen.
All right, on that note, Ryan Garcia said that his fight with Luke Campbell is his gold medal moment. He said that he always wanted to go to the and win a gold medal. And he said that this is his time to be able to quote unquote
look,
get his
listen, man.
gold medal.
No, it's your chance to win a world title, man. They're not the same. If you wanted to win a gold medal, you should have went through the Olympic trials, did your thing, and went in there, man. What stopped you?
Man,
Come on, man. Look,
idea.
This kid needs to, again, the same premise I got with Danny Garcia. He needs to just focus on winning the fight and stop with all these metaphors and whatnot, man. Look, get your butt in the camp, get in the gym, get ready, because it's gonna be a fight, son. It's gonna be one of the biggest. It is the biggest fight of your career.
It really is.
It's make or break. It's a lot of people, me included, who feel like he's a social media created hype job. Okay, I need to see you put these impressive training videos and fast hands to work against a credible opponent, which you're going to have in front of you in Luke Campbell. And this is your time to shut me up. So, gold medal moment, whatever you want to call it, man. Hey, if that's what motivates him to wake up in the morning and go run the miles and do the work, whatever, hey, far be it for me to take away his motivation, but it's just a bunch of bullshit to me.
I feel you on that. As we speak right now, speaking about Adrian Broner, he was just sentenced to 7 days in jail for a probation violation. According to
AB, about bail money.
Man, bro. The boy.
Look, man. Hey, the kid is really headed in the wrong direction. He's not a kid anymore, man. He's a grown man, and he's got to stop making these mistakes. All this, you give him a pass early on. He's young. He's got to mature. It's time to grow up. It's time to handle business. It's time to shit or get off the pot. You're either gonna box or you're not. If you're not, you need to handle your business ventures and be a grown man. Got kids. You can't be running in and out of jail, man. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's not a good look. And I really hope he can get it together.
Yeah, man. That ain't really a good look.
And October 31st, man, we got Usyk and Chisora.
Man, now I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm high on Usyk, man. I think I knew AJ wasn't gonna take that fight anyway. I knew it. So he went in a different direction, and I'm glad he did because this will be a good test for Usyk at heavyweight. Even though even though Chisora is not necessarily the quote unquote best heavyweight out there, but he's a good entry to Usyk's heavyweight run.
He's a good litmus test.
Yes.
You know, if you can handle him, then you're a solid heavyweight.
Yeah. And I'm high on got skills, man. That boy can fight, man. Usyk can fight.
Talking about Usyk, I know that, yeah, man. Hey, the guy is very skilled with his hands. He's got everything you want in a heavyweight. Yeah. He can move. He's got pop, good jab. He's got it all.
Yeah, man. I just think that boy. I think the boy, man. If he get past him and AJ end up beating who he have on him, Pulev. Yeah, he got Pulev on deck. AJ get past Pulev. I think that AJ and Usyk need to go ahead and make that happen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I will take a AJ versus Usyk fight over a AJ versus Fury fight right now. Because I want to see. I don't really think AJ got what it takes to beat.
Hey, no, I'm gonna say no.
Just because it's
not over. Not over. I would take it instead. I would take it in lieu of if a Fury AJ fight can't be made, I'll take AJ and Usyk. But no, not over. Heck no. I want to see unification. I want to see an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. That's what I meant. I meant that if AJ and Fury couldn't come to terms, man, I don't want to see AJ fight nobody but Usyk, man. Nobody else. Don't feed him a rematch, a third fight with Ruiz. Don't feed him Joyce. Don't feed him none of these guys, man. I don't even want to see him fight Wilder if he can't make a fight with Fury. I want to see him fight Usyk if he can't make a fight with Fury. Because I think that'll be the fight right there, really, that'll make Usyk. And I think that'll be the fight right there, man, that'll really solidify. He'll shut up one of the biggest people coming up in the heavyweight division. You understand what I'm saying? He'll effectively clean out everybody that's coming up behind him in Usyk.
Talking about Anthony Joshua?
Yeah, hell yeah. That's why I say I would take that fight over a Fury fight if the Fury fight can't get made.
So you're saying the fight would establish Usyk as a top tier guy, or it could make AJ
the man
again.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It would effectively, that fight would effectively, if AJ beat him, would effectively make him the man all over again. Because you got to think about it. He'll beat somebody that's really 2 or 3 years behind him in the heavyweight division. Not 2 or 3 years in boxing, in boxing career wise. I'm just talking about in terms of pacing in the heavyweight division. People forget that Usyk is coming from, I think, the cruiserweight division. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is a completely new division for him. And regardless to what everybody thinks, lightweight to cruiserweight to heavyweight, those divisions are not like, those divisions are light years apart away from each other, opposed to a junior lightweight, a junior welterweight, a welterweight, and a super welterweight.
So you talking about light heavyweight, cruiserweight, heavyweight. That's the biggest gap.
Oh, that's the biggest gap. And those divisions are light years away from each other, bro. Like when you jump from light heavyweight to a heavyweight, or light heavyweight to a cruiserweight, or cruiserweight to a heavyweight, man, you jumping worlds, man. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like somebody moving from junior welterweight and then moving to 147. Basically move from 140 to 147 to 154. You feel me? Because those guys can effectively compete with everybody at any given time. But if you take a light heavyweight like Kovalev, he can't compete with the heavyweights. So if he was to jump up from light heavyweight to actual full heavyweight, bro, that would be a feat. That would be a really impossible feat for him. You see what I'm saying?
Well, now I'm gonna tell you something. That takes me to one of the greatest phrases of all time. Y'all must have forgot. Yeah. Because that is right there is one reason why Roy Jones Jr. is right at the top of my all-time pound for pound list.
But he
just tarnished his career so much at the end. But if you forget about that and just think about what he accomplished, what he did, man,
from middleweight,
that was something else.
From middleweight, bro. Now he gradually moved from middleweight to light heavyweight. You understand what I'm saying? But his jump from from light heavyweight to heavyweight, man, that shit is unmatched even to this day, bro. Ain't nobody really doing that. And everybody can complain about who he fought and how he lifted the title off of a heavyweight at the time, bro. Just him jumping from light heavyweight to heavyweight, man, he was jumping worlds, bro. And that's why I'm saying, if Usyk, going back to what I was saying, if Usyk can get AJ in the ring and he beat AJ, oh, he the man, cat. Even though he came from cruiserweight, he the man, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And he put names under his belt. He actually going in the heavyweight division and fighting names, bro.
You understand, man? Hey, he's not there to fuck around. I like his style.
I like his style too, bro.
Gary Russell Jr., man. He's back at it again. The Dr. Umar of boxing. He's in his car, making videos for social media. He's talking about Terrence Crawford. Says he punched him in his face, punked him out at an amateur boxing show when they were amateurs. I'm trying to see here. He also has reiterated that he would come up to 147 and fight Terrence Crawford again.
Yeah.
I don't care to see it because Terrence Crawford and his crew have effectively narrowed his opponent choices to two guys.
Yeah.
As for Gary Russell, I can't much blame him about what he's doing. My thing is this. You're talking and you're campaigning for all these fights, but you got guys in your division that you need to fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you say you're the king of the hill, get back in the ring and whoop some ass, man, because I'm tired of seeing him coming to us live like flies.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want, unless you're just trying to get his IG followers up, hey, that's a lucrative thing. And it's a pandemic. Maybe he needs the cash. Don't start promoting. But come on, man. Hey, let's get somebody. You're chasing guys that's kind of out of the realm of possibility at this point.
Yeah.
Get you an attainable goal and go at that. And move up to 130 first.
Yeah.
Move to 130, then go to 135, then 140, then call Terrence Crawford out. But they'll do something besides make videos from the whip.
Yeah. Because he letting them fly, man.
Oh, and if he see this, I'm probably going to be the eye of his next video.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I just thought about that too, man. He was talking about people was claiming that he was clout chasing. Well, I know he was talking about me. And I know he was talking about me. And I know he heard it. But at the end of the day, what can he do? When you see me at an event, check me. You understand? Because from what I'm seeing is, man, all you're doing is clout chasing. You did. You calling out names. You calling out unsubstantiate. You sitting here and you throwing out a whole bunch of scenarios and events that cannot be verified. You understand what I'm saying? And you throwing out there with shock and awe, like you're trying to get shock value out the situation.
That's definition of clout chasing.
That's clout chasing.
I mean, it's one thing to try to get a fight with the man. But when you start talking about how you punched him in the face, punked him out, that's clout chasing.
Bro, clout chasing at its finest, Jack. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I mean, he got on there and said what he said about being called a clout chaser, man. But I stand by what I said, man. Until you actually put these until you can actually put these events together and get somebody with some credibility to co-sign these events and basically get somebody in the ring, bro. You feel me? Stay off social media, man. Stay off social media with your phone. Your brothers and them, all of them need to take your phone turn off your Wi-Fi or turn off your data package, man. Something, bro. Because the cloud chasing shit need to stop, dog.
It's at an all-time high, man.
All-time high. All-time high, man. Takashi got them boys tripping, man. Takashi got them boys tripping, dog. I'm telling you, man. So, hey, good luck to him. But like I say, look in my eyes, Cadillac. You cloud chasing. And that's all I got to say about that
Yeah. What's next for us, Doc?
We're going to go into Benavidez seeks to get reinstatement for his WBC title at 168 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. I doubt that's going to happen. I mean, he lost it on the scale. It was deliberate. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think he's going to get it back.
He says he's blaming the pandemic.
Yeah, but you called it, though. You called it. You said that he was going to probably get, he was going to probably seek some kind of reinstatement. So, it's kind of sketchy on the grounds, but
I mean, it's the customary thing, man. And but you're saying, see, I think it's possible, even though it's preposterous. It shouldn't be. He shouldn't be allowed to do it because he was negligent, unprofessional, by missing weight like that. He should be punished. But he's probably gonna get a title eliminator and be back in the picture, man, and get it back. Because what else does the WBC really have?
Nothing really at this point, bro. I mean, they kind of just bro, they make their rules up as they go.
Yeah,
bro.
Canelo's the franchise, but they doesn't have any bearing over, the regular title.
And speaking of Canelo, they talking about Golden Boy is seriously considering his fight with Saunders for November. Per a conversation with the Zone, they saying that Canelo is leading toward Saunders for November, and
we can only hope. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that fight. That's a good fight. That's television worthy. That's worthy of his mega contract.
Yeah, and also that's worthy for that's a worthy fight for the Zone to approve. So, I'm thinking that it's not only a good possibility. I think that's the only possibility at this point.
Yeah.
So we'll go with that one. All right.
So now, man, we in your bag.
Going into the UFC MMA, we got UFC Fight Night, Smith versus Rakic. It's gonna be a good matchup. Smith 32-15, and his opponent is 12-2 from Austria. Man, they pretty much identical across the board. Height 6'4". Their reach is about 2 inches apart. Their leg reach is about 2 inches apart. It's gonna be a good fight. The card rounding out pretty good. It takes place on Saturday, the 29th. And Robbie Lawler, he's on the card. The brawler. He a UFC veteran. He's been around for a while. You got a few good fighters on the card. That's gonna round it out. For the most part, main event gonna be a good fight. And we'll see where that goes. We're gonna announce the Contender Series winners. Right now we got, let's see, and we announcing the ones that got the contract, not just the winners, but the winners who got the contract. First up, we got Colin Huckbody. He did a really good job. He in the middleweight division. I give him a grade A. He won in the first round by an arm triangle choke. He earned a UFC contract. Let me see. Jeff Molina, he a flyweight. He won a unanimous decision. I graded him grade A also. He did pretty good. He earned a UFC contract. Then you had Rafael Alves. He in the lightweight division. He won in the second round guillotine choke. I grade him grade A. He looked pretty good too. On the floor, he was dominant. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, and with his skills and when he was coming in with his toolbox, he pulled it off pretty good. And the last one to earn a UFC contract was Jamie Pickett. He in the middleweight division. He got a TKO in the second round. I grade him grade A also. You know what I'm saying? He did a really good job against the Southpaw, but he came in there with his game face on, man. All these guys that I just announced, man, they came in there with the game face on. Got 3 stoppages, 1 unanimous decision, but they all had the game face on. They all was ready to go, and they had their mind set on getting a UFC contract, bro. So, congratulations to all of them. Y'all did a good job. I hope to see y'all in the future. Headlining pay-per-views for the UFC or just headlining events and moving up in the rankings. I know we touched on the UFC 4 for PlayStation and Xbox, but I'm just going to go ahead and give me a little quick review. I give it a 9 out of 10. Well, I give it an 8 out of 10 until they do a couple updates. They have a few little things going on, man, with their gameplay, man, with their ground game. That they got to patch it up. But for the most part, it's a good video game. It's rounded out. They completely revamped the career mode, which was good for me, man. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm a career guy when it comes down to sports. I don't really like just getting in there just fighting a whole bunch of random people. I like to go create.
I definitely like that. That's why I have yet to play the UFC, because still caught up, man. I'm on the road to the Hall of Fame, man. MLB The Show
On MLB,
it's really got me hooked, man. I'm chasing Barry Bonds. I'm at 703 home runs. That's a lot of game time, but
yeah. My boy Sean O'Malley, man, he came out and he finally broke his silence. And
Sugar Shane O'Malley.
Yeah, the Sugar Show. He basically, Marlon Vera, man, he been kind of chopping him up, saying he made him quit. He had a dominant performance over the guy and all this and all that, man. And we all know, everybody who watched the fight know, the Sugar Show, man, he had a foot injury, right? So Vera been going on all these publications saying that, he was hyped up, he was overrated, this, that, and the third. And Shane O'Malley, man, just jumped out there and just basically said, I'm going to be a world champion, and he's just going to be a journeyman. So we'll see how that goes.
Like that?
Just like that, you feel me? So to make a long story short, not going to get too far into it, but he basically just told him, man, you think you did something, you really didn't, but I'm already going to surpass your career, bro, so you'll never be world champion. And man, that's the hardest thing you could tell a fighter, bro. You can't tell a fighter no shit like that, man. You
ain't shit, and you ain't gonna ever be shit.
Yeah, man, you can't tell no fighter no shit like that, man.
But he did.
So he did it.
Is he gonna get back in the ring with him
though? No, because Vera said he want to move on to something. He want to move on to bigger and better things. He's saying that he want to fight top 5, fight top 10 or whatever, but none of these guys want to fight him. So, I mean, we got till yet to see that shit, but it's just a matter of time. One thing about the UFC, man, people can say all that shit they want about fighters want to fight fighters, but Dana White won't really allow them boys to duck too much smoke. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of time before they either run it back or Sean O'Malley just get a better opportunity at a better fighter, to be honest with you.
So, man, this came across my wire. Khabib, GSP.
Yeah, heard about it. Yep. Man, I'm going to say this, man. Khabib been trying to goat GSP to come out of retirement for a minute, bro. And GSP been kind of curving it, but now I'm hearing that big money on the table for GSP to come back out. This won't be the first time GSP came out, though. He came out of retirement a while ago to beat Michael Bisping. I think for the middleweight title. Yeah, for the middleweight title. So for him to come back to welterweight, I'm not really sure how that'll work out, because he have been ballooning up in weight over the years, even though he been.
Hey, so George St. Pierre, he's kind of like the Undertaker of the UFC. This nigga he just comes around for WrestleMania and whoop folks, keep the streak going.
Yeah, I mean, he good at what he do, bro. Like, he really didn't lose a step when he came out of retirement last time. And for him to,
how long ago was that though?
It wasn't that long ago, bro. It had to be like last year, the year before. Hold on, real quick. I'm about to tell you right now. It wasn't that long ago because when he came out, it was a big old thing, bro. And hold on, real quick. It was 2017, so it was about 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
long time,
it is,
especially the
but
older you get.
yeah, but man, I think if he come out and fight Khabib, that'll be one of the biggest welterweight fights in history. Just because the legacy that GSP laid is the legacy that Khabib is chasing. You feel me? And and you know the way he retired out of the welterweight division, GSP, I'm talking about. I just feel like it would be good for him to come back to the welterweight division to let everybody know ain't nobody coming close to what I'm doing. You may be undefeated, but you're not the guy. He say he respect Khabib, and Khabib say he respect him, but for them to be throwing big money at that fight, everybody know it's history in the making, one way or another. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
I,
think,
would- I would, you know, I'm not going picking the old guy. Picking Khabib,
yeah,
but I don't even think that'll happen. I don't think George St. Pierre's coming out of retirement anymore. At this point, he's uh he's done all he needs to do in the sport. Unless he is hurting financially, I don't see it. Now we got any Masvidal news? The Trumpster.
yeah, yeah. I think I think he done really pissed off Leon Edwards, man. Leon Edwards is the number one contender for Usman's title, man. The title that Masvidal was unsuccessful in lifting off of him, right? So they've been kind of going back and forth because Masvidal want that rematch, bro. But he not gonna get the rematch because Leon Edwards is the man. He the man next up. So he basically told him, he said, "Fuck it, let's fight for no money at a mutual location. Film it, bang it on YouTube, and let the public see that you a pussy." Man, to me,
Yeah,
that's fighting words where I come from, Jack. I
that
don't care
sounds
what
better
nobody
too,
say.
man. That flows. That flows off your
It
tongue. That's
feels
that's
good, man.
grade A quality shit talk right there.
Man, that's grade A quality beef right there, baby. And I feel like it's earned because Masvidal been kind of, they say he been kind of behind the scenes running this trap, campaigning for Leon Edwards to take the back seat so he can get a rematch. So I just feel like, Edwards saying, "Look now, bro, I'm not gonna side, y'all not gonna sidestep me. You
Yeah,
know,
you ain't gonna slick me, bro.
yeah, if you want to fight, if you want to take my position, fight me. You understand? Just because you lost, that don't necessarily mean that you entitled to a rematch. So I feel as though it's earned, man. I feel as though the disdain that Edwards have towards Masvidal is earned, and I feel like it's gonna come to a head pretty soon. Because there's no way in the world that all of this heat is coming from behind Edwards and Masvidal, and they're saying that Usman is already hurt, that the UFC is not gonna capitalize on this heat, man. There's no way in the world they're not gonna capitalize on this heat.
Oh
So,
yeah, man. Hey, Dana White gonna get that cheddar bar. Look,
and on top of that, to just touch on a little bit more, give you a little bit more of a backstory between these two. Masvidal punched Leon Edwards on tape backstage in 2000, and I think it was
wait a minute, man. I don't forget whenever it don't
no,
fucking
it was
matter
19.
when it happened. Listen,
Yeah,
he punched this man. What kept him off his ass then? He talking this
people
street
around.
fight shit. He kind of lost. He
No, no,
kind of
no.
lost.
People around. But what it was, Masvidal was doing an interview with us, right? And when he was doing the interview, he was talking to us, and then he ended up. Edwards was walking on the side of us, away from us, and Masvidal, and he said something. He was hollering something to Masvidal. Masvidal turned around and was like, "Hey, what you talking about? Like what? Say that." So he walked away from us and went toward them. And when he went toward Leon, it was no words.
So
It was,
you witnessed this?
yeah, it was pop pop. It's on the video. Yeah, I think I got the video, but it's on YouTube too. Somebody else put it up. He literally walked up on him, poop poop, 2 piece and a biscuit. Everybody got involved. Whoop doop cut. He cut Leon Edwards' eye, and it was like a little bit of a scuffle, and then that was it, bro. So it's back.
Hey,
So, so it's backstory with the whole situation. They just not beefing on Twitter.
all right, cool. Hey, our fight of the watch, man. Today, the fighter to watch, Virgil Ortiz Jr. 22-year-old Mexican-American welterweight from Dallas, Texas, carries around a 16-0 ring record, with all 16 coming by way of knockout. He's 5'10", with a 72-inch reach. His amateur pedigree is that of a future star, 7-time national champion, including the 2013 Junior Olympic Championship. He has won the Ring Magazine 2019 Prospect of the Year. He's already stepped up his game in these 16 fights with impressive knockouts over the ring veteran Mauricio Herrera, who we know some say beat Dennis Swift Garcia. Also, he's got a victory over Brad King Solomon, the man from Louisiana, your state. Hey, that kid can really fight. Well, he's not a kid. He's a ring veteran himself, only having one loss. And also Samuel Vargas in his last fight. Hey, this guy is really one to watch. If you're not on him, you need to get on him. He is on the come up.
Yeah. The boy tough. His trainer, man, Robert Garcia, really been giving that boy some good tools to work with. And I see him with a great future coming, man. And he want to fight everybody. His last fight, he called out a lot of guys, man. He called out a lot of names. He said he's ready to move up in comp.
And unlike Ryan Garcia, the proof is in the pudding. He has actually been stepping up his competition. So I believe him when he says what he says.
I agree with that. All right, man. Our MMA fighter to watch is Kron Gracie. He's a Brazilian-American mixed martial artist. He's a grappler. He comes from the famed MMA Gracie family. He's 32 years of age. He resides in Los Angeles, California. His height is 5'9". His weight is 145 pounds. So he's basically in the featherweight division. His style is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His trainer is the great Nate Diaz. He has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and a black belt in Judo. His record is 6-5 with one loss. He signed with the UFC in 2018. He made his UFC debut against Alex Caceres in February of 2019 on ESPN1. He won by submission due to rear naked choke in the first round. And that performance also gave him the Fight of the Night performance award. This guy right here, man, he's the real deal. He have a bright future in front of him. And I think that he's going to be a force to be reckoned with no matter what division that he settle out in the UFC. And I think, man, that's somebody y'all need to pay attention and put on y'all radar.
I'm going to definitely check him out. But, man, that's crazy how the difference between the two sports, though. Be a top prospect in boxing, man. I just ran down to you Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s credentials. Ring record 16-0. But in MMA, you can have a 6-5 record and still be considered on the come up. It's wild, the double standard, so to speak. You know, it's really no shame in taking your lumps in the UFC in MMA. You know, because it takes that to really learn and master the craft, I guess, huh?
Yeah. And he also came from he fought in Rising. So Rising fighting.
That record don't count.
Yeah, it comes over, but it's still one of them situations where I mean he has some experience over there too. But with MMA, it's so many. The reason why the record is not that important over there in MMA because it's so many ways for you to lose, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even when you do take a loss, it don't put you so far back. Opposed to boxing, I mean, it's so many belts, it's so many champions, it's so many ranking systems in boxing. It's so much of everything in boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So in MMA, a lot of it is you know, you got institutions that control all of that in MMA. You know, it's a governed body, it's a lot of situations. So let's say one guy lose in a contender fight, right? He won't completely fall down to have to fight he won't have. First of all, let's just say for the UFC, for example, this guy won't be able to fight somebody that's ranked number 15 or 16 like boxers do. Let's say a boxer get thoroughly outclassed in a championship fight, right? And then they come back and fight somebody in a tune-up fight to get them back on the horse, to get them back on that level or whatever it is. In MMA, they don't really have that opportunity to do that. You feel me? So when they take a loss,
once you get up there, you constantly fighting top guys.
Oh, you constantly fighting top guys, man, all day long.
And I like what you said, man. It's so many ways to lose, so it's not really frowned upon because it can happen to anybody. Anybody can catch you in a submission hole, and hey, they get you. You tapping out unless you just gonna let them break your arm or leg or put you to sleep.
Yep, it's just like in boxing when you watching heavyweights. You know, they say that one heavyweight punch in the heavyweights, that one punch put them on their ass in the fight. Imagine that suspense use that suspense and use that to watching any weight class in MMA, because it can happen like this, just like in a heavyweight boxing match. It can happen like this in MMA. They'll grab your back, take your back, take you down. It don't matter.
Or they catch you on the jaw and then ground and pound.
Yep. So Crying Gracie is it's the MMA fighter to watch. Y'all just stay tuned and keep him on y'all radar, and y'all be hearing about him a lot more in the future.
Hey man, another great episode, brother. It's always good to connect with you, man. You out there in Houston, Texas, brother. You stay safe. Down here in Mississippi, we probably gonna catch a little bit of the off spin, and I'll be praying for you and your family, brother.
Man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. So next time, man, we'll get up with y'all, man, in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.